think of the worst games developers for the ZX Spectrum, one of the first names that springs to mind is Tynesoft, and rightly so, but today I've discovered a company that rivals them for complete ineptitude in the video game market. Some games are better than others, some are barely games at all, and that could be due to the fact that this company started off by selling Teflon-coated frying pans.
Introducing K-Tel's Double Omelette Pan and Fire. Do your omelette stick to the pan and look messy and unappetizing? Now, K-Tel's Omelette Pan and Fire makes super omelettes every time.
K-Tel is the name and Cheap Crap is their game, or games. Founded by Philip Keevers in Canada, K-Tel had their hand in a number of hot products. The aforementioned frying pans, the Dial-O-Matic, the Veg-O-Matic, the Feather Touch knife, and the Miracle Brush. But that's not all. They also put out compilation CDs including 25 country hits, 25 poker greats, and 20 power hits. But that's not all. They also put out the K-Tel Superstar board game. But that's not all. They also distributed and produced films including Mr. Super Invisible and Pardon My Blooper.
Frickin' chickasee. Oh, I beg your pardon. That's chicken fricassee.
But that's not all. They also distributed a number of video games, including Castle Colditz and Battle of the Toothpaste Tubes. We'll get to the games, don't you worry, but the story of K-Tel itself is an interesting one. After crashing hard during the dot-com bubble, they survived the fallout and continued as a successful business, even to this day. This was thanks to almost exclusively their music back catalogue and not, as you won't be surprised to see, their video game division. You see, certainly in America, K-Tel were a big deal, and their infamous commercials were even directly parodied by some well-known faces.
Remove the hook and drop the bass. That's the whole bass into the Super Bass-O-Matic 76. Now adjust the control dial so that that bass is blended just the way you like it.
Doctor, are you sure it's on? I can't hear a thing.
Yes, the silver-tongued demonstration style of video that seems to still be doing the rounds, even to this day, was pioneered by none other than K-Tel itself. So if there was such an amazing company with a long and storied history, what the hell was happening with their games? This has been a long morning of misery, so please excuse me if we just jump right into these, look at them, laugh at them, and then never speak of them again. Going in alphabetical order then, we have Alien Swarm, probably the least egregious of the games, which isn't saying much. This is a Space Invaders clone that gives up before it even gets started. You move left and right and you shoot, but don't you dare try and shoot while you're moving, because you can't, which is incredibly annoying and leads to a lot of deaths because you'll keep forgetting. Aliens continue to rain down until you've destroyed all of them, but they're not all on screen at once. They'll fall through the bottom of the screen if they bypass you, which is fine. Once a round of enemies has fallen, it gives you a status update to tell you how many are left, and they begin to fall from the top again. Again, this is okay until you've only got a few enemies left, and each time they fall down, you're brought back to the status screen again. Yeah, that's not tedious, you incompetent buffoons. I don't need to repeatedly be told how many enemies are left. Anyway, Alien Swarm, it's exactly what it looks like. It's just as much fun as what you expect it to be. A generous 4 out of 10. Okay, we're already at Defcon 1, or 5, whichever is worse. Arena tasks you with first choosing a speed and difficulty. I go for the lowest because I have no idea what I'm about to witness. I have no idea what I'm witnessing. Okay, so what we have here is a game in which you have two controls that don't work as well as you'd expect them to, considering they literally just had to get two controls working properly, clockwise and anti-clockwise. You press either of these buttons to turn your shield around to that side in order to block these random shapes from hitting you. Your punishment for being hit is an epileptic seizure waiting to happen, but the biggest problem here is it's absolutely impossible. There is not a cat in hell's chance that you'll be able to do this. You'll regularly tap the button once and turn twice, which doesn't help matters, but the random objects can come at you from multiple angles at the same time. And this is on the easiest difficulty, for God's sake. Or at least, I thought it was. Turns out that higher difficulty and speed is actually easier and slower. Why am I not surprised they fucked this up? Here's the easiest mode. This is shit. Well, with a name like that, how can you go wrong? Just look at this beautiful menu screen. A full complement of controls and everything. This is bound to be great. Okay, so you are a toothpaste tube. You get points by firing toothpaste at the head of the toothbrush, but if you hit the handle, it reflects the toothpaste back at you, somehow. You can also fire toothpaste downwards in order to attack these depressed condoms, which is really the only thing you ever need to do, because they're the only things that attack you, apart from this roving band of dentures. So you can just sit and drop toothpaste on them and ignore the toothbrushes. I've already talked about this game more than it deserves. When your shoot 'em up isn't even as good as your own shit shoot 'em up, a toothpaste theme is not going to save it. 2 out of 10. This isn't in English, but from what I can work out, you have to stop the boilers from exploding. This would be fine if I had any idea how to get to the boiler on the top right. I have no idea, and I don't care to work it out, because I have to listen to this the whole time. Why? Why would you ever do that to your players? 3 out of 10. Oh boy, a text adventure. I sure love text adventures. The fact this game came in a double pack with Battle of the Toothpaste Tubes has to win some sort of award for topical whiplash. A text adventure about escaping the Nazis, coupled with a game about being a sentient toothpaste tube. What the hell, K-Tel? So this is a text adventure in its purest form. Have you ever played a text adventure but hated the reading parts? Well, good news. Castle Colditz features the most boring descriptions you're ever likely to witness. You are in the gun room. You are in the meeting hall. You are in the old music room. You are in the telegraph room. Wow, what an inspiring selection of words you have used. Be my muse, K-Tel. I can't possibly fit any more imagery in my head with your straight-to-the-point wordsmithery. I reach a wine cellar. The wine cellar has a window. I have no idea what to do. I get angry and quit. 2 out of 10. Those who have been long-time viewers of the channel may recognise this game from an earlier series, The Weird World of Spectrum Adverts, in which I showed Stu the Brummy a collection of weird adverts I'd found in your Sinclair magazine. You're playing as Happy Larry, there are skinheads with boots who will crush you, you have to avoid demon skulls, and you can also collect flags. What name do you give the game?
Larry exploding flag skinhead.
Diffusion!
Of course you do.
At the time, we had no idea what the game was, but I'm sad to say I now know what that game is. It's actually one of the better K-Tel outings, but as we've already seen, that's not necessarily a great thing. With graphics and sound only a mother could love, you have to move a smiley face around a maze of your own making. Think of it a bit like Pac-Man, but you're the one creating the maze as you eat up the dots. The problem here is the skinhead is trying to kick your head in, for some unbeknownst reason. Did he set the bomb? Why is Larry so happy if his job is to literally defuse bombs and escape a kick-in? Shit doesn't make any sense, but it's fine. Ish. It's just that you have practically no way of escaping the skinhead half the time, because he moves at exactly the same speed as you do. You can also move blocks, but I kept forgetting what the keys were, and you don't really have time to think when there's a mad boot chasing after you, so screw it. 4 out of 10. The The first game that could have been alright, but they completely fudged it, as per usual. This is a Rockstar Rate My Hamster style game in which you make a band and try to make it big, but the options are so bloody limited. First off, you can write a song. The song lyrics are randomly generated from a small pool of sentences. Do wop bop like a dirty joke. Shall I sing a song? So give me some. Put your trust in me. My darling, I like a dirty joke. Don't you look into my eyes. You need to make it grow. Put your trust in me. Do wop bop like death. Can you feel it? It makes your knees tremble. I was shaken but not stirred. This song got a rating of 8 out of 10, apparently. It reads like a sadomasochist's dream, but whatever. Now, from here, you'd expect to go out and tour, but you don't have enough money for that. So how about writing a record? Oh, you don't have a record deal. Let's hire a manager then, and I guess write more songs? I literally didn't get past writing more and more and more songs because you have to wait for the game to generate its absolutely nonsense lyrics each time, and nothing else seemed to be happening outside the fact I was just hemorrhaging money because I wasn't touring, and I couldn't tour because I didn't have enough money. I'm not sure if this is a game that's just a metaphor for how difficult it is to get into the music industry or not. 4 out of 10, I guess it tried. Well, this one is probably the best effort overall, but it's still incredibly slow and boring. You're given 30 minutes to escape Dracula's tomb, and to do that you have to memorize this map. Good luck with that. From there, you move around much like in a text adventure, either finding treasure in the form of stakes or finding a monster, which requires stakes to defeat. Presumably, if you have an abundance of stakes when you escape, those count as your points, but I didn't escape, I just died. One of the things I find absolutely baffling is that if you fall into a trap, such as this sludge pit, you need to use stakes to escape? Am I stabbing the slime to death? What? Anyway, it's fine. 4 out of 10 because it resembles an actual game. That's right, Space Professor. You can make any game more exciting by setting it in space. This one is an educational game that hilariously puts the quit button next to the movement keys. Good work there, kids are known for their coordination. Here you have to shoot down all the incorrect answers and allow the correct answer to land. And you know what? On higher difficulties, this is actually alright. It's not a great learning tool, particularly, but being asked to solve higher level sums while also shooting incorrect answers and avoiding bullets is surprisingly fun. K-Tel finally did it. They published something that can be at least called competent. Wait, what? 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 K-Tel, you are garbage. 5 out of 10.
New from K-Tel, Dialomatic Mark IV, the all-new kitchen appliance that slices, dices, and shreds in seconds.